Fact. Sundaren, we saw a Marcy. I think we cast one position, one Marcy this tournament early on, and it was really bad. I don't remember any details about that, so not a very useful discussion, but I just thought I'd mention she's 0 for 1 when we're casting.
Right. I don't know. I'm a little bit uncertain about this game because I think Marcy is a very, from my perspective, a really polarizing hero. I feel like it's rare that we see an okay Marcy game, right? It's like very feast or famine. It either completely takes over and blows the game wide open, or it looks very underwhelming. And I do think a concern I have for the pick in this game is who are your targets? One is a Caudle, he can blind you away. One is the Ember, who can jump away. Mirana has Leap, and Dragonite's inherently tanky against physical damage. So I think the one-to-one matchup against the Luna is very good, though. And if their mindset around picking this hero was, we know Liquid are going to look to group up and team fight, play around their Luna, and we want to expose that hero and take it down. This is one of the carries that does it the best, but it's very item-dependent in order to get there. I feel like Marcy carry before BKB is extremely solvable. You can kite her, you can blind her away, you can hit her with any sort of stun and just reset when she ults. So from my perspective in this game, Xtreme probably want to slow things down a little bit and get to those key items first, whereas Liquid's lineup can play a lot more explosively in the early portions of the game.
Yeah, BSJ was talking about how he doesn't think the Battle Fury would be a good idea because it'd be a little bit too slow.
I would agree with that.
She is queuing it up. By she, I mean Ghost, of course, playing Marcy, which is a universal hero now. That's one of the big changes, of course, to the hero itself. As we're going to have a gank onto Zai. 3 members of Xtreme are here, but Foxy's there with the blinding light.
Can you maybe go Fury here? Like, can you stall the game out long enough? Yeah, JT is not going to have a fun time. The moment they show 3 heroes top, Liquid will pounce on this opportunity bottom, and Kaka will TP down to respond. A little bit of a blood grenade there for some extra harass, but not going to get the kill.
Zai taking a blood grenade as well. Blinding light back into Zai, actually, as DY is taking most of the damage here from Boxy. No kills as of yet, though.
I'm wondering if you go Battle Fury on Marcy, if the rest of your team can stall. Because I feel like Storm Pugna has looked really strong in a lot of games this tournament, not so much in others. They can obviously play very effectively around the map. You keep draining mana into the Storm and making jumps, but Liquid's lineup is just really tight when it comes to Storm jumping heroes. Both the Ember and the Dragonite have direct counterplays as cores, and as we already covered, Caudle is pretty nimble, Mirana can leap, so even if Storm is one of the best heroes theoretically at catching them, he will need to go that extra little bit of distance that can buy the time for responses out of Liquid. The good news, though, is Paparazzi's absolutely destroying Nisha mid. This is an overwhelmingly one-sided mid affair right now. 15-8 against 7-0. Wow. Nisha has not been beaten this hard in lane, I want to say all tournament, in the first few waves. So this is the time to step up for Paparazzi and get it done, and he is delivering so far.
Yeah, definitely a good start.
Very impressive.
Storm, one of those heroes where if he gets off to a good start, can truly snowball.
Yeah, it is a good Storm lane, of course.
So many times before. And yeah, just the real question is, how will this Marcy work out in this game? Because I don't think even before this patch, it's not that big of a sample size of position 1 Marcy being either successful or not successful. It just hasn't really been picked that much. As DY,
very greedy Lotus.
Yeah, he went for the Lotus. He decreps himself. He's getting surrounded. Dragon Tail is there. Ghost will have to help out a bit with a little baby dispose.
Oof, gets him far enough away from the blind to not knock him back. But the moment I saw DY go over there for the Lotuses in a 2v1 situation, I was like, that is about as greedy as it gets, and he didn't get away with it. So, oh wait, he did. He did retrieve the Lotus. I actually thought he canceled the channel. Okay, I mean, not too bad then, but very risky.
I mean, you're basically trading roughly the same amount of HP for the Lotus, but you do get the mana as well, I suppose. As Nisha continue to get absolutely dumpster. 11, make it 12 denies for Paparazzi. And the fact,
some good pot
Nisha has
there
0 denies, by the way. He's taking another right click. Will barely live on about 5 HP.
Stone cold not using the fairy there.
Yeah, calculated. And he's going to try to go for the water room. Paparazzi going to get Searing Chain. So Nisha will get a much-needed water rune.
Yeah, it will be a trade, though. If this top water rune was covered by his team, that would be really good news for Nisha to recover the lane, but Paparazzi will trade 1 for 1, and as a result, this lane will probably still continue going well for him.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
500 flat-out CS net worth lead in mid right now for Paparazzi.
Yep. And we'll see once that first power rune spawns, we'll see who gets that. And if Paparazzi does, look for him to help out another lane, depending on what it is.
Yeah, we haven't talked too much about the one on your screen right now, the Lion Tide. Not a particularly strong lane, especially not against double range with Luna Aura. So this is the probably on paper best lane for Liquid in this game. I think they should just easily be winning this, and they are. Luna with a 28-12 against Tide's 13 for 0. So despite the mid lane not going well for Nisha, Liquid are still keeping the gold completely even because their two side lanes are performing well. And yeah, any Luna draft, you really want this hero to be off to a good start. This hero does not play well from behind individually.
Zai
be watching
continuing
our
to harass
first blood
DY.
right now.
Will die.
Not have a grenade.
Takes the bounty.
Yeah, if they had a blood grenade there, that's the first blood, but not in their inventories.
Has Blood Grenade been as good or better than you were expecting, or worse, perhaps?
I thought it was going to be a really influential item, and I feel like it has been. It's definitely good. It incentivizes people to look for kills in lanes, to play aggressively, to get first bloods in the jungle fights in the beginning of the game. It's definitely been delivering on that front.
Oh, the jump in on
level 6.
Nisha. Boxy's here. He
The
goes for the blinding
counterplay.
light. Yeah, he gets Searing Chains, tries to dodge out the Illuminate, but it's not going to happen. Nisha will live again to the last right click. Despite that rotation coming in, Kaka gets taken out as well before he can deny himself to the Ancients.
That is
all of a
such
sudden,
a
Liquid
big
with 2
kill.
quick kills.
Not only did Paparazzi get level 6 and look for the Nisha kill, and Boxy was there as a bait, but you were losing this lane. Now you got the kill, which was also first blood, and you got it at a timing where you also got the 6-minute rune.
JT might go down here as well. Blood Grenade activated right after the Kraken shell, so it's not going to dispel anytime soon. One more right click will do it, and Insania gets credit for that one. And Liquid, 3-1 advantage early on. They do lose Zai.
Yeah.
In the top lane.
Well worth the map trades they found here. Nisha getting full recovery mid and a double damage rune is big news. He's still behind Storm, which is pretty rare when one mid hero first bloods the other, but
yeah,
just goes to show how far ahead Paparazzi was on net worth in that mid lane. But with this double damage rune in Nisha's bottle, could perhaps find some.
I mean, if we were looking at the net worth between them now, it was like, okay, Nisha lost by a bit, but relatively close.
Exactly.
As DY
he recovered the lane fully.
The Wisdom Rune.
Good steal there.
Kaka gets the other one, so pretty big advantage early on for Xtreme to be able to get both of them.
Yeah.
He'll TP out as well.
A little bit of a blunder from Boxy there. He's just flat out too late, right? Like, this is a rune fight that he will win 10 out of 10 times because he has Blinding Light. He just needs to be there on the dot, and he will just blind away the puck and get the rune. But credit to DY for just going for it, right? Like, you have to take the chance. Hope that the enemy team makes that little bit of mistake or mistimes it, and if you're right, you get a big reward. If you're not, it's the risk reward is just good, right? Just go for it. And this time around, he is successful. Paparazzi will be forced out of mid here, running very low on resources, so might just walk all the way back to base. And now that he's off the map, you need to be careful in the side lanes here for Liquid.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
You don't.
Starstorm.
You just kill JT again.
JT does have a shit ton of regen, health of regen, or actually turned into regen. God damn it. Did it again, didn't I? The old man. The headdress was finally completed along with the Ring of Health, so will be an eventual pipe. And yeah, first item pipe, not that unusual, but Paparazzi's going to TP bottom. This would be a very big kill for Xtreme, focusing on Mikke, and Insania can only look on in disgust as his Luna will drop. And Nisha on the other side.
Mirror move? Oh, well, not mirror move. This is in mid, actually. But will, as it looks, be trading.
UI will fall, but again, just the support. Well, we'll get the Nether Ward. That's never mind. No 20 gold for him.
That would have swung the trade in your favor if he got the Nether Ward there. That's a clear win for Liquid now.
Right. Very important. Paparazzi finally makes his way back to the mid lane. His tower was taken down to half health. As Boxy takes all the farm
Nisha
from
could get hexed here from Fog.
Yep. Kaka coming in from the Fog, gets the Earth Spike as well, but the Remnant is in time.
Level 3 Flame Guard, important.
Yeah, Nisha will just TP back and then Remnant to the mid lane again.
And that actually feels really good for the Ember because you've now forced rotation, so the side lanes are open for either you or your teammates to make a move you know that the Lion must have TP'd in there. Actually, he didn't. He ran. So maybe a little false feeling of safety on this move. Slight chains into
Arrow.
arrow.
Oh, it does
Gets
hit.
it.
Do they have the damage to finish off Paparazzi? Yes.
That's big.
And of course, panel talked about it. We've seen this time and time again. The Marana arrow from Searing Chains or the Dragon Tail, which will eventually come. Very strong indeed. They're going to try to get a kill onto Zai. Blinding Light going to dissuade this.
Such an early Moonlight Shadow. Minute 9:30. Those Marana rotations bearing fruit, giving Insania such a fast level 6 despite not finding a Wisdom Rune. He'll still have a 9-minute 6 here. A nice hero to get it on. The enemy team's going to have to start buying Dusts or Sentries to find any kills.
Pick a Star Storm, Insania. Oh, okay, they actually get the Searing Chains onto Paparazzi. Regen Rune was taken by Paparazzi, though. So that could spell doom for Liquid, but Zai coming in with that Dragon form. Remnant away for Nisha. Breathe Fire's there as well. Oh! Paparazzi does get hit by the Illuminate. But now he will live, and yeah, with the regen, we'll see if he wants to try to go back in or if he'll just farm the jungle. Very, very close to being disastrous for Xtreme.
Stupidly close to finding that Storm kill. And now instead, he's just going to get fully regenerated, farm, and perhaps even make a rotation to top. We'll see. Ghost is farming pretty well on the Marcy here. Top net worth in the game, as a matter of fact. It's been untouched. He's 1-0-0, whereas the Luna did get killed once, as we saw earlier. Speaking of kills, Nisha getting the job done there on the line in mid.
Pretty early kill on the mid tower as well.
That's very early.
Especially for an Ember Spirit. Not exactly a pushing monster. Can push the lanes. See the kills. Yeah,
kill
big difference in the bounties
600
there.
extra gold for kills. We'll put him top net worth. And suddenly, you just tune into this game now. Oh, Nisha did great in mid. 1100 or 1K ahead of the Storm.
Yeah.
Wow. Things can change in a matter of minutes when you're a good team rotating for your mid hero. I'm sure there's something to learn there for your pub games, guys.
Yeah, don't help mid.
Okay.
Kaka scouts out Insania. Paparazzi will be zipping to take over that all-important Watcher. There's another objective we rarely talk about because it's very boring. They're scattered across the map.
Did you know that when you kill Roshan,
yes,
you get control of all of the ones that haven't been tapped, but only those?
That's a lie.
That is correct.
You're kidding.
Yeah. The first team to kill Rosh gets control of all Watchers that are neutral, but they don't get control of the ones the enemy team has.
What? Why?
I don't know. I'm not
Why?
Strog, ask yourself.
You're not trolling me right now? That's so weird. That was not in the patch notes.
In the patch it said when Roshan is killed you get control of the Watchers.
Okay, it was in the patch notes.
But not whether you got control of all of them. I think. I mean, maybe things have changed already. Who knows? Maybe I'm talking.
Strange.
Maybe I'm spreading old data here, old info. But I think that's still how it works.
And Nisha.
Haste on Nisha.
Haste. He wants to get the kill on the DY, or maybe even Paparazzi. Arrows coming in. Will be sidestepped by DY. Nisha has to be a bit careful. I mean, you have the haste rune, but the area is Ghost as well. But Ghost would rather just farm away. Obviously, we talked about the Battle Fury, which is not far away at all. About to finish the broadsword, which means just a 450 gold recipe for that Battle Fury. Arrow hits in the mid lane. Set up again by the Searing Chains, but not enough follow-up damage to actually net Liquid the kill. TP bot lane though. Zai gets off the Dragon form. Gets the stun off onto JT. Pushed back by Boxy as well. Illuminate's coming, but the pipe's going to eat up most of that damage. Turns into a little piggy. And a Dragon Tail will follow again. I don't know if they have the damage here. Lucent Beam is there as well. Breathe Fire, but he is just so tanky.
Pipe is so good, man. How much damage did that just block? I don't really blame them for going for the Tide. The moment the play started, I was like, they're just going to kill Lion with the first Dragon Tail, but they wanted the bigger fish, literally. Didn't get him, though. He's a fish, right? Yeah.
He likes eating fish.
That's actually true. But so do other fish.
He's a watermelon, pretty sure. He's just a mutant watermelon.
Could you imagine if fruit in real life could mutate like that?
That would make life a lot more interesting, that's for sure.
I think it's pretty scary.
Imagine you could be casting with a literal watermelon if you.
I definitely, you know, people that go to the grocery store and you check, like, is this apple, is it still good? You know, pick it up and it just has a mouth. And just start yelling at you, and then it casts Ravage in the supermarket.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty scary.
Sounds a very interesting conversation we're having here at the
you know
Berlin Major.
Watermelon.
that's true.
So I feel like it's a relevant conversation.
That's Liquid with a 1K lead. So, I mean, who would you rather be in this position based on like the pacing so far?
I think things
Xtreme
are
have gotten to get
according
the Battle Fury pretty early on in the Marcy.
Yeah, it's a good Battle Fury timing for sure. That's the big redeeming factor for Xtreme as far as I'm concerned. Because I do like Liquid's shot here right now.
Yeah.
They have,
the arrow!
He
All right, tried to TP out, not going to happen. So the silver lining from Xtreme is he did just purchase the Battle Fury, so he's not really going to lose gold, but 30 seconds off the map and obviously a tier 1 tower to boot for Liquid.
It does feel like the pacing is really going well for Liquid right now, though. They will also get this tower and keep it ramping up. And despite the minor setback that they had on their Luna, he's now top net worth after that kill. Yeah, I think so far so good for them. The gold lead 3K is... It's not an insane lead, but it's definitely significant with the type of lineup they're running. So I do think they're in a pretty good spot here. And for Xtreme, it's going to come down to, can we find a fight where we can activate our Marcy? She's going to go BKB next, and when she gets there, you want to find a Ravage team fight, and Marcy needs to start killing cores. Obviously, has some decent teammates to do it with. She can kill in tandem with Storm. She can kill in tandem with Lion. Marcy just wants to play with stuns that give her enough time to stick on the target.
Yeah.
And because Liquid don't have any true saves against BKB, they don't have any Oracle or so on. Arana
looking for an opening. Paparazzi, they find Instania. Finger of Death is there.
All right, he died.
So Kaka gets his first stack for Finger.
5-man defense. They did not want to get outnumbered there, and they weren't.
And JT just continuing with the Aura build. So I was actually going to ask you, now that the Battle Fury is online and the inevitable BKB will come for Ghost, if JT would want to go Blink Dagger to a line when they actually want to fight, but it looks like he's just going to go Greaves first.
Yeah, when is this gonna line up? I guess he might be relying on Kaka and having his dagger instead. And I kind of like the idea actually of going Greaves on Tide here, because both Storm and Lion connect as initiators for the Marcy, so it doesn't have to be the Tide finding a fat Ravage. He just needs to find one at some point during the fight when it matters the most. And the way you can force the fight to happen is by Marcy starting. So I think the Greaves are a good choice.
Paparazzi has that Arcane Rune.
Yep. Showing
Making interesting use of it.
Oh, I just misread his inventory for a second. I thought he had double Kaya. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, is that the Lotus?
One of them is a Falcon Blade.
Oh, the Falcon Blade, yeah.
I'm getting old. I mean,
they look similar.
It's the same sword, let's be honest.
Yeah. Wait till he has a Lotus Flower as well.
Playing too much Baldur's Gate, all the swords look the same.
Yeah, it's because that game was made when barely even had 3D invented.
I'm having a pretty good time so far.
3K lead for Liquid, and what about the... I would say Xtreme have a pretty good Roche team just with Marcy alone. And, I mean, Liquid with Luna is okay. Who would take it faster, though? Do you think one team has an inherent advantage? I mean, obviously there's the aspect of, like, the AoE team fight, which...
It's actually
Xtreme
a
very
interesting question. Which team kills Roche faster? Probably the Radiant, but, I mean, Marcy is quite insane at killing Roche for 16 seconds. I think neither team is likely to go there, though, for now. I think it's going to be later. Maybe if you win a good team fight, perhaps you go for it, but as we've talked about quite a bit, the location of the pits, it just takes so much time to get there that a lot of the time, if you win a team fight at the 15-minute mark, in the past, that 15-minute team fight would give you a Roche. But now, you spend 2/3 of the enemy's respawn timers just getting there. And then...
JT's going to run into Liquid. I don't think they want a piece of this watermelon. Just going to continue on, brush off all that damage. They're trying to bait the Nisha Remnant in the mid lane, but he was not very interested in taking part in any action there. As the game has slowed down a bit as we wait for these big items coming in. Okay, we'll get baited a bit. There's the fireball coming from the Dragon. A beautiful stun, though, coming out from Kaka. Do they have the damage to kill off Paparazzi? He zips away and will live. Pops the shield rune as well.
Very quick reaction there. Gets the Decrep heal onto the Storm and keeps him protected. Something interesting to keep in mind about Liquid's lineup actually is that you've seen a lot of teams in this tournament run this support Pugna. And I think what Liquid have successfully done in this game, they've picked 5 heroes that aren't countered by Decrepify, right? Like even if in that case, it did save the Storm's life, but you imagine you have more heroes in the mix. They're not fully right-clicky. Even Luna has mixed damage. All of them. Ember has mixed damage. So it's not a guaranteed fail-safe when DY decreps people, and it makes it a lot harder to play the support Pugna. He's still going to perform his battery function for the Storm, of course, but definitely not as safe as it once was. But of course, without the downside of the magic amp in this patch that was removed from Decrepify on allies.
Yeah,
so will definitely help.
And I mean, we've mentioned this time and time again with the addition of the Tormentors, but Pugna, this is an interesting way to balance him because he's very powerful right now as a mana battery, as we've talked about. His shard is almost useless in most cases.
it's
so
very,
if you get
very
like you're adding
unpopular.
1,400 net worth to a hero, that means, you know, buyback's going to be a little bit more expensive. The initiation, Zai, arrow coming in, not going to connect. JT looking for a Ravage, he's going to waddle in. Paparazzi's already at half health though. And Liquid, now that they see the big watermelon, will back away.
Blinding Light is actually surprisingly good against Tide. It's not something I thought before the start of this game, but without the dagger, JT is just... It's so hard for him to get in position. He's just getting knocked back every time he walks in. It's obviously extremely telegraphed.
Oh, Kaka gets the initiation this time onto Zai. There's the finger. He's just dead right off the bat. There's the Ravage to follow, but Mickey popping his newly picked up BKB. Nisha with that double damage going to work. Delete both supports from the face of the earth. Zai buys back into the game. A beautiful steering chains onto 2, and Xtreme get punished hard.
Holy, that looked like such a good jump. I mean, they combined the things we talked about, the burst of Marcy and Lion together, get that kill immediately, but the Ravage doesn't give them added benefits, and it is the Dragon Knight they kill, so the big core's still there. And Nisha just biding his time, dodging the Ravage with the
that's nice.
Remnant, and then straight in, double kill on the Slight.
Damn.
And then the Eclipse as well, everybody's getting low. Great 2-hero chains. Bit of a misstep there from Paparazzi getting caught, to be honest. He was just walking and set himself up for a 2-man chain next to his Tide, so maybe Liquid didn't have business getting that good of a trade. They're obviously going to take it. It's a big win for them.
Yeah, now that the Tormentors are up, let's see if they... I mean, it looks like Xtreme are pinging out there, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any steals from each respective side. But back to the conversation. If they get it on Pugna, it actually is almost a detriment. Right?
Yeah, because
you're adding net worth to a hero, and the shard may not even be useful at all.
Get it on Kaka, though.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
It's not the greatest game for it. I mean, the magic immunity is nice, or the debuff immunity when he starts draining, that he can protect himself from stuns, but what are you realistically getting rid of? Luna isn't even buying Manta, so you're not killing those illusions. The fights are pretty explosive by nature. I don't think either shard for XG supports are actually particularly impactful this game.
Yeah, agreed.
So, whereas on the other side, you get Recall, or you get the amazing Leap.
I forgot about that one.
Which you love the animation of, so we hope Mirana gets that one.
Speaking of Leap, Mirana's dead here. Insania, yeah, that they turn it into a vector targeted. So, maybe that's
I actually haven't seen it yet.
No one.
The new Leap with the vector.
Yeah,
it makes it a lot easier to hit the Fire Breaths, because you get to choose which way you face, but supposedly the Leap looks funny.
I don't think it's fire.
Oh, okay, lucky.
They luck out and get the Coddle shard instead.
They have Recall?
Man, I need to make another shard list, actually. Because now everybody gets one for free, theoretically, so...
Yep.
It would be interesting to see what which ones are more highly valued and whatnot. Now we have a smoke from Liquid.
So if Tide is a watermelon and his taunt is belly flopping and then dropping watermelons, is he just like...
Oh, Paparazzi! I'm sure what you're going to say is very important, but Paparazzi dies. Huge pickoff for Liquid. And you can see Paparazzi's net worth has suffered greatly despite getting off to such a dominant first... It's like 6 minutes? I don't know how long it was. It was very early, but that was like absurdly good start.
That was a real CTY impersonation there, the 6-minute man. It's an old meme, Shannon. You wouldn't get it, but...
Yeah, well, I'm old, but...
That guy was a laning god, and he made some mistakes.
I see. This will be the first Roche of the game, and it will go to Liquid.
Yep. They find the key kill, and they find it close to the pit, which is going to enable this. Probably putting the Aegis on Nikke, I would imagine. Could make a case for Nisha, but
Yeah, either way.
brute force in with the Luna seems pretty good. I think when you're already down here, you might as well take the tower, right? At least one. I don't know if you take both. Like, the XG are obviously trying their best to just counter push. They're going through mid with the Tide. They're pushing top now with the Lion as well to just start getting these waves out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But I think Liquid just too fast here.
Structures are fortified.
Yep, they use their fort. And the tower's going to go down. Meanwhile, JT is pressuring the mid tower, which is a bit more valuable.
Radiant's top tower is
He'll
under
walk
attack.
away without getting it. Paparazzi gets the tier 1 top, so it's going to be a trade of sorts, but as expected, Liquid will just continue on
Radiant's middle
with this
tower
Aegis
is under
intact,
attack.
so tier 2 goes their way now.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And that'll set them up for the next Tormentor in 5 minutes.
Tower
Yep.
has fallen. Radiant's
Oh, he has
top
the best
tower
taunt in the game. Mickey does. The cat.
That's one.
You can thank me for that one, by the way.
Can I?
Legitimately.
Amazing. You're the gift that keeps
That
on
taunt was
giving.
deleted from the game, and then I made a taunt tier list, and I said this was the best taunt ever, but they got rid of it, and then a month later they added it to the battle pass.
Yeah, so you're the reason it was expensive.
That's right, and I
Thank
didn't
you,
get one for
Sunset
free.
TV.
Thanks, Valve. JT.
Yeah. What's your royalty status on that?
Exactly.
Arrow?
Arrow,
Oh.
okay, Kraken
Oh,
Shell yet
Kraken
to
proc
activate.
before.
Okay, he's trying to get healed by DY. Big Eclipse coming in as Zai still in that dragon form, looking to try to finish off JT eventually, and they do so. Nisha cleaning up Kaka, using that shard, but the dispose back. You can see the damage coming out from Ghost. It's enough to delete Nisha, but he's going to try to back away. The stun actually activated after the BKB ran out because the Dragon Tail lasts for so long, and eventually Liquid will at least chase down the Pugna, so a 3-for-1. I mean, Nisha dying is pretty big, but
Yeah, but still a good trade, obviously.
yeah.
You didn't lose their Aegis either, so
Well,
another
they
3.
probably wish they had the Aegis on Nisha for that one.
True. Ravage not expended in that fight.
True.
Didn't really get to play, so you're going to see the replay here. JT, I mean, he has the opportunity here, but what are you ravaging? A Dragon Knight and a BKB'd Luna. It's just no opportunity that's meaningful here, and obviously the Ember was BKB'd as well. And you are seeing the potential here when Marcy does get to stick on targets, but the problem is Liquid are relatively good at kiting them. The Ember, fortunately for them, was running out of juice. He didn't have any jumps, so
Yeah.
Ghost could target him and bring him down, but not the start of the fight they were looking for. Zai can just play with so much confidence with this Dragon Knight going in. He's very, very tanky. As a result, they get to play a pretty free fight for the most part.
It is going to take a lot of getting used to. Seeing a stun go through BKB, not do anything, and then eventually do
works.
something.
Yep.
And Dragon Tail, I mean, I believe it's still the longest single target stun in the entire game, so that's a really good one to use in situations like that. It didn't lead to a kill, but yeah.
It might have been
Lots
the longest
changed.
anymore. It's 2.4.
Dire's top tower
It got
has
nerfed
fallen.
quite a lot,
I
actually.
mean, what's longer than 2.4 for single,
target stun?
Yeah. Still going to be the longest. Because every stun got nerfed.
Yeah, I think this one got nerfed more than most, though. It
Hex
wasn't
doesn't
just a-
count. That doesn't count.
It wasn't just a flat percentage-based reduction.
Not a stun.
I think Earth Spike might last longer.
a hex.
than 2 doesn't it? No, 2.2.
Is
Huh.
under attack.
Doesn't count.
Arrow.
Oh, that's true. Well, that's not single target, though.
Do your arrows hit more than one?
No, single target means you select one unit and it will.
I'm
can't
really
speak
glad
English.
you're explaining this to me. I didn't know that's how it works.
Apparently not. You're asking stupid ass questions. Arrow misses. Some D-ward action from Xtreme.
Baiting you is actually one of my
Yeah,
favorite
you did bait
hobbies.
me here,
It's
but there's the
amazing.
Hex. Oh, the BKB pop from Nisha. I'm going to try to turn this around to Paparazzi, who's already at half health. Attempting to walk this off. There's very little mana, but
Yeah, he has also lost a
DY
lot of
is
health,
there.
so DY can't actually drain him mana right there. Has to get through the entire hit point pool first.
yeah, that's true.
Recall from Boxy. They're trying to set up a play up here up top,
Okay.
and this might be really unexpected for XG. They might not have thought too much about this shard right now.
Dire are scared.
They are moving pretty tightly as a group, though, so
can see
might
Fireball,
not
though.
work out. They're not going to find anything.
Yeah, the entirety of Xtreme kind of walking together on this invisible string. Liquid continuing to farm the map. 7K lead for them right now. And Aegis. Well, it's about to expire in 12 seconds, so not getting the best of value. Obviously, just having it allows you to take these towers, which they did. And that means no second life anymore, at least for the time being. So 3 minutes until we find out when the next Roche will spawn. 4 smoked from Xtreme.
Yep.
Yeah, JT dropped his neutral down there. Now has the Ogre Seal Totem instead. Lion. Kaka looking for the Blink Hex opportunity. They're going to go onto the Coddle instead. But look at the damage coming out. That's so much onto Paparazzi. Finally pops the BKB. Has to kind of sidestep this. Coddle buys back into the game as Zai getting bashed into oblivion by Ghost, who pops the Unleash. But now he's going to have to try to get away. Nope, goes back in with the rebound. Mickey, remember, does not have the Aegis anymore. Life Drain's not going to finish him off. Instead, they get the Ghost, the stun onto him, and will drop him to his knees. And with that, I think Xtreme have to try to get the hell out of here. JT is actually going to TP out, so Xtreme, they lose one. It's an important one.
Honestly, this is a really good outcome for Xtreme. I thought that was going to go way worse. They Ravage, and all they kill is a Coddle, and they found no additional kills. They used the BKB of Marcy to do some serious damage to Dragon Knight and Luna, but killed neither of them. But they managed to hard disengage after. That could have gone so much worse. Even Paparazzi could have died on the jump. Like, that was scary. He got slide chained, he got stunned, but I think the secondary stun couldn't connect in time, and he got to reset with the Ravage. But all in all, not a big win for Xtreme either, just avoiding disaster, more so than anything.
Yeah, and we can see the discrepancy between the position ones, and the question remains, and I'm not saying this is, you know, over by any means, but what is the point of Marcy? There's tons of other carries in the game, and still a small sample size of position 1 games that I've seen on this patch with her, but...
And she does have some of this best single target damage of any carry. She does have probably the best, right?
Do you think that they're trying to bank on these Ravages? I mean, it's basically
definitely
Hex, Earth Spike, Ravage.
They're picking her as an assassination carry. That's my read here. It's like, okay, we're going to stun someone, and you are going to deal the damage and kill that one guy. And we're going to jump from guy to guy to guy, and then we have Ravage as protection for team fights. So they want to connect the Storm. They want to connect the Lion. The problem is, when they do find these moves in, Liquid have just been really good at repositioning. They have 2 Force Staffs, they have a Solar Crest, they have Glimmer, so they're really itemizing to protect themselves against a Marcy jump. And if the BKBs are popped on the cores, these cores are mobile. She's not going to be able to get them down fully.
JT, he's in a lot of trouble. Gets off the Ogre Seal Tome and the pipe, so might live as a result, but now exposes the rest of Xtreme Gaming to this burst damage from Liquid. They lose their Lion, they lose their Pugna. You can see DY does buy back into the game. Eclipse was activated. And you see they were actually around the Tormentor thinking he was going to spawn, so not timing it correctly. See if Liquid can try to take advantage of... Well, I mean, Ravage wasn't used, so nothing huge expended. Marcy's ult, relatively low cooldown.
DY's buyback is not insignificant, though. It's a clean kill target now that Liquid have that has major teamfight impact. Getting DY out of the fight means no saving. It means Storm has his 1 mana bar.
They're going to take the Tormentor Synderen. Will it drop for DY? Will his net worth increase by 1,400 to the detriment of Xtreme Gaming? Or will it go to somebody else? Let's find out, everybody. Very important development here. And it's the Storm Spirit Shard, so again, dodging bullets is Xtreme.
So, do you know the Pugna Shard? When you drain into it and it refracts onto all heroes, does it also refract onto illusions?
I don't know.
Because that would make it pretty cool against specific heroes, right? If you could just life drain your ward and destroy illusions with it.
What illusions are you talking about?
Not in this game. I meant in general. I'm making a case for Pugna Shard having more uses than you think.
Okay, I'm not saying it's useless. I'm saying it's so situational that getting it for free and increasing your net worth on average will be worse for your team. I legitimately think that. As we have a potential fight brewing here, Roche has spawned. JT getting gone on, but the zip in under the Storm Spirit. Paparazzi's in a lot of trouble. Do they have the damage? They do.
No.
That's through the BKB. Storm dead for 45 seconds. Nisha able to remnant away. JT finally with the Ravage Ghost. He's already low to start this fight. Rebounds away and will live as a result of this. They do get the Luna. Pretty damn big kill along with Mirana. Nisha has to be a bit careful. They do clean up the offlaner. Kaka getting gone on by Zai.
Xtreme got a decent fight out of that somehow. Paparazzi didn't pop his BKB on the jump in. He got chain stunned, and then he popped BKB on like 10% and died before he could turn and jump. And they still don't get annihilated. They found the kill on the Luna because of Marcy. I think DY will die back here, though, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but
he's dead.
again, similarly to the previous fight, I feel like Xtreme Gaming, that could have gone so much worse given how that started. Just not a clean engage whatsoever. Very forced.
But the good news for them is I don't think Liquid can take Roche without their Luna.
That is true.
So this will delay things, but of course, once she spawns, you still don't have Ravage.
Yep. And you don't have Pugna either for a little bit. I guess
That'll align probably.
that'll probably align roughly. Yeah, Roche will now go to another home.
Oh,
very
that's
soon.
true.
He's tired of being down here.
Let's get this Roche cam ready to go.
Yeah, let's see if he stumps on anyone. Foxy, please stay at the portal. We want to have a laugh.
Actually, regenning kind of slowly. Did they
Yeah.
change that? Oh, off he goes. It's nighttime. Off to the dire side. Cheese will remain.
Didn't run into anyone.
All right, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Good, clean Roshan. All right, Liquid.
All right, so which of the pits do you think is his home and where does he go to work?
Well, it's nighttime, so this is where he lives.
Some people
In
work
the darkness. That's true. Have to ask Ice Frog someday. The smoke up from Xtreme, but look at where they are. They're going towards the gate, or do they think Roche was actually in the corner still?
I'm gonna go with he works at day and sleeps at night, because when you kill him at day the third time, he has Ags, and that is more valuable. But after a day of work, he goes to the dire pit and he spends it, and then all he has left is a shard.
Yeah, sure. Whatever your heart desires, Cinderin.
It's really important to me.
Yeah, apparently. By the way, suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea that one side gives something objectively better. I think the Refresher Shard should stay on the Dire side, and on the Radiant side, instead of Aghanim Scepter, you get temporary Aghanim Scepter.
The old neutral tier 3 item.
Exactly. I think that
What was
would
that
make it more
called
fair.
again?
I don't remember.
Tome of Aghanim, I think?
Sure, let's go with that.
Aghanim's Tome?
As Xtreme Gaming is huddled around the Well of Secrets.
Arrow, fishing.
Yep, Zai gets
No
in that
fishing
dragon
key, though.
form. Already forced out the fortification. Aegis, as you can see, was picked up by Mikke.
Is under attack.
Nisha this time with the cheese. Liquid still sporting a pretty healthy lead. But as we talked about as this game started, this is a literal best of one now for who stays in the major. So I expect both teams to take it super safe
Yep.
and play as disciplined as possible.
So, Mikke is closing in on a Silver Edge. I wonder what the play call here is for Liquid. They're like, okay, this Tide is frontlining a lot. We're going to just Silver Edge hit him, Dragon Tail stun him, and blast him, I suppose. That's the play call here. Yeah, it should work. If they get a Silver Edge hit, they can Dragon Tail into full arrow. The only save that XG have is Decrepify. They have a 4-step from Lion to try to reposition him, but if Lion isn't close by, that should just lead to a straight-up Tide kill. And that surprise factor could end up just winning the game if he doesn't have buyback gold. And a lot of the times we see teams in this game state not have it. Currently, Tide actually does, as a matter of fact, not have it, but wonder if they're going to find him. It would be the perfect pick for Liquid if they do find a Tide kill. Make it going to show off the Silver Edge now, though, so...
It will not be a surprise.
Xtreme
Only
should know it's
stay
coming.
off the map so much. And Zai, I don't know if he's going to try to hold on to any buyback gold. No, he will not. It will be a fully fledged Aghanim Scepter. So Black
Was that
Dragon
a
activated.
38-minute wisdom then?
Yes, that is
3
accurate.
minutes ago.
I forgot. There it is, Black Dragon. Zai. Oh, he's going to go deep. He gets the Dragon Tail onto Kaka, who just dead right off the bat. 45 seconds, though. Does have his buyback available. Ravage comes through, and the Black Dragon has been vanquished.
He had a gem too, didn't he?
Maybe.
I think he dropped the gem.
They still want to fight. Arrow
Oh,
actually
good
connects
arrow.
on DY. And you can see Nisha wants to finish him off,
Oh,
but
they
they'll get the
blasted him with
Tide
the
Hunter instead. The
silver.
Silver Edge doing absolute work. And even with the buyback,
The Zai bait, they thought the push was over, but the arrow from Insania makes them go for that Tide kill. So they get a buyback out of Kaka,
And now
they
that
get JT on the ground.
now that the tower is down, the Glaive's going ham
Wait,
from
JT
Mikke.
ravaged before he died? I didn't even see it.
Yeah, he ravaged.
I didn't notice. I'm getting really old, aren't I? Huh.
It happens to the best of us.
The camera was looking at the other kill, that's why. They were on the Pugna.
All right, one set of racks for
observer
Liquid.
error.
They're not going to stop now, despite not having Zai for another minute. And again, Tide can buy back, but without Ravage.
Yep.
How much can he do?
Okay.
They're going to play it safe, though.
Yeah, they get a full lane, and they're going to take care of the waves now. Fair enough. Big win for Liquid.
Indeed. And they still have their Tormentor. Very important. Hope to see that very soon.
As we see here, the Ravage
That's
not
how
on
they
camera.
killed the dragon. Production's like, you fucking moron.
You know, it's kind of funny because it was the reason they killed the Dragon Knight to begin with. I forgot they used it on the DK kill, not afterwards. I
It's
totally
okay,
saw
Cinderin. We're both getting very old. We'll be in our retirement home soon enough, just casting Dota. Or just talking to ourselves, either one. Nullifier.
It's tough to keep track of everything.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of pretty colors in the game now. All right, Mickey wants to continue high ground. They have Zai back, and his dragon form is available. And again, the Aegis, it's 40 seconds away from expiring, so you'd think they want to definitely try and push this. The Illusion's doing quite a bit. Tower is dead, and they have to be careful. There it is again, the break! And they're going to be able to kill Tidehunter again. JT, no, pops the pipe, getting healed. Zipping by Paparazzi. Trying to focus on the Luna, but again, the Aegis still intact. Somehow, the Tidehunter lives. But without the Ravage, I don't think they can fight. 15 seconds away. So that's going to be 2 sets of racks. And Liquid going to try to go for the trifecta. Dragon Tail onto DY. JT just walking in, getting Lucent Beam. Cannot blink for the life of him. And there's Ghost popping the Unleash. And you can see Nullifier applied to Mickey, but he just goes invisible. And now he's going to walk it off. Ghost. Dragon Tail's there. There's the heals coming to DY. Instantly cancel. Finally, the Ravage comes through, and that is online. But Paparazzi has to zip back away. Nisha doing so much damage on the back line. 3 dead already for Xtreme Gaming, including their position 1 Marcy. Kaka, the only Lion player on the face of the planet on the pro level, has died again. And that's going to be GG. Liquid take it 2-1. Very entertaining game, though.
Much to the joy of the entire...